Warriors fans, buckle up. Baron Davis, one of the greatest legends of the Golden State Warriors, just dropped a bombshell. He's got some high hopes for the team this season, and he promises it's going to be a wild ride. Could this be the spark we've been waiting for? Before we dive deep into Davis's explosive comments, let's take a trip down memory lane. We all remember the historic 2007 playoff run, right? Davis at the helm, leading the 8th-seeded Warriors to stun the top-seeded Mavericks in what remains one of the most unforgettable upsets in NBA history, a true underdog story. And now, Davis sees parallels with the current roster. Could we be on the verge of witnessing something just as monumental? Now, let's look at the facts. Last season was a roller coaster for the Warriors. Finishing with a 46-36 record, they missed the playoffs after a heartbreaking play-in loss. But don't write them off just yet. With Stephen Curry coming off one of his best seasons, along with a healthy Andrew Wiggins and the ever-dependable Draymond Green, this team still has its core intact. Not to mention, young talents like Jonathan Kuminga are ready to make their mark. But here's where things get interesting. The offseason brought in veterans Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield, two names that might just push this team back into contention. Baron Davis, in a recent interview, said he believes the Warriors will surprise a lot of people. That's no small statement coming from someone who knows what it takes to lead this franchise through uncharted waters. Let's break down what Davis meant. He highlighted that despite last year's ups and downs, the Warriors were only a few games away from being in the top 5 of the Western Conference. Yes, just 4 games. And with the additions this offseason, Davis believes the Warriors have the talent and the hunger to close that gap. Davis isn't the only one weighing in on the Warriors' potential. Some of his former teammates, like Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, see the team differently, pegging them more as a play-in squad than title contenders. But Davis stands firm. In his eyes, the new energy brought in by players like Hield and Anderson will push this team to the next level. Now, you might be wondering, what about Brandon Podziemski? The young guard is poised to step into a starting role, especially with Klay Thompson no longer in the picture. Podziemski had an impressive rookie season, and according to Davis, he's got what it takes to elevate his game and fill those big shoes. With the Warriors' blend of experienced veterans and rising stars, Davis is confident that this team will be better than last year, for sure. His optimism isn't based on blind faith, but on the belief that the pieces are in place for another deep run, something Warriors fans can certainly get behind. So, as we gear up for what promises to be an exciting season, the question remains, will this team, led by Curry and supported by key veterans, shock the league once again? Baron Davis certainly thinks so, and Warriors fans, it's time to believe. Imagine a scenario where the Golden State Warriors are about to make a move that could change the course of the team this season. We're talking about a trade that could bring Kyle Kuzma to the Warriors. Does it seem unreal? Maybe. But when we take a closer look, it might make total sense. What exactly could Kuzma offer the team? What would the cost of this trade be? And, most importantly, would this help the Warriors reach the next level? Before we dive into this potential scenario, make sure to subscribe to the channel and give us a thumbs up. Here at Warriors Nation TV, you'll always be in the loop with the latest rumors, news, and in-depth analysis about the team. Let's start breaking down this rumored trade. Since the beginning of the offseason, Golden State has been making moves to add more offensive firepower, trying to fill the gap left by Klay Thompson, who has been struggling with injuries and inconsistencies. Buddy Hield's name has been thrown around a lot, especially because of his ability to score consistently. While he's only averaged over 20 points in a season once, he would be an important addition to the roster. But Hield isn't the only option. We also have DeAnthony Melton and rookie Brandon Podziemski, who could help space the floor and make life easier for Stephen Curry. However, when talking about a team like the Warriors, there's always room for improvement. And that's where the idea of bringing in someone who can shine inside, like Kyle Kuzma, comes into play. The Washington Wizards, on the other hand, are clearly in a rebuilding phase, looking to become a younger and more competitive team in the future. This opens up an interesting opportunity for the Warriors. If Golden State could send future assets in exchange for Kuzma, this could be a strategic and bold move. Last year, Kuzma had one of the best seasons of his career playing for the Wizards. Even on a weak team, he averaged 22.2 points per game, along with 6.6 rebounds. His shooting percentage of 33.6% from 3 and 53% from inside the arc showcases versatility and ability to score from different areas of the court. Kuzma could be a perfect fit in the Warriors system. With his ability to play both the 3 and the 4 positions, he could create a dynamic trio in the paint alongside Draymond Green and Kevin Looney, or even Tracy Jackson-Davis. Plus, his presence would allow players like Curry, Hield, and Podziemski to lead the offense without overloading the front court. Now, let's talk about how this trade could actually go down. In a simulated trade, the Warriors would get Kyle Kuzma, while the Wizards would receive Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, and a first-round pick in 2026. Wiggins has been a questionable piece for the Warriors over the last 2 seasons, and Moody, while talented, has struggled to find his place in the rotation. Defensively, Kuzma isn't the same player as Wiggins. However, his versatility on offense could give the team the boost it needs, especially in the front court. Ideally, the Warriors could secure a legitimate star to pair with Curry, but with not many draft picks or salary cap space, the flexibility for big moves is limited. Ultimately, both Kuzma and Wiggins have 3 seasons left on their respective contracts. This means bringing in Kuzma wouldn't mess with Golden State's future salary planning. The big question is, would this trade be enough to bring the Warriors back to the top of the NBA? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more analysis like this.